All right, hello class. This is Cleo Washington, your Dftg 1302 instructor, and today we're going to look at doing some multi-view drawings and one three-dimensional drawing. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is open up the AutoCAD file that I sent in the announcement and use that file for this drawing because I have all of the layers set up for you guys. If I can get it to work right. There it is. I have all the layers set up for you guys. Okay, we went over it last week as to how you go about setting up these layers. Well, when you're dealing with AutoCAD, the AIA, the American Institute of Architecture, they have certain standards as it regards layers. So we'll use this project template, so to speak, not the title block template, but this is a drawing that's going to be labeled project template. You'll have everything set up. All of your dimension styles and everything has already been set up. If you see right here, if I can get this down there to work, these are all different dimension styles, okay? You guys didn't have that in your drawing. And because this is a beginner's CAD course, I just kind of wanted to introduce you to the layers. And as far as the dimension styles, you know, you guys kind of went over that last week as well in the modules for the Dimension Style Manager. So I wanted to give you something that was set up so we can just move forward, because this course is a beginner's course and I don't want you to spend a whole lot of time, you know, trying to figure it out. But I do want you to be familiar with the subject, because when you get to the next level, which is the intermediate AutoCAD, you guys will actually use this template to set up your own template, so to speak. So we kind of went over the basics, and you know what I have in this AutoCAD file here is very extensive, okay? But we'll get into that later. So what we're going to do today is we are going to work on multi-view drawings, okay? And if you look in the modules under the assignment, you will see the multi-view drawing that we are going to produce today. And in fact, well, I was going to show it to you, but if you guys just download it, okay? Because I have it up here on another computer so I can look at it while I draw. So, and this is how I intend to roll out, you know, AutoCAD in this course, because I know you guys are beginners, and I know we have some outside things that's taking place that's kind of hindering us from moving forward. You know, we're having students join on as late as today because they were not able to access anything because they didn't have power, okay? So let's go ahead and jump right into this, all right? The first thing I'm going to do, I went in and I set up some things here. I'm going to delete it so I can show you guys how to set it up, okay? So let me delete these tabs right here. And let's delete this one as well. And we'll take this guy off. Okay. So again, you'll get the file with layout 1 already set up. Okay. I'll put the actual template in for you, and you can watch this video if you want to view it for yourself. But there's two different things. Okay. And there's a lot that we did cover last week, and there's a lot to learn. As you can see, we have tons of icons here. And hopefully you guys downloaded your hotkeys, because that's what we're going to use to actually draw small parts in this class. I want you guys to get very familiar, or I want you to familiarize yourself with hotkeys, okay? So you guys were not introduced to this during week 1, so let's go back into model space, all right? You see these tabs right here? This is model space, okay? This is where the actual drawings are done. You come in and you draw stuff here. And this is the layout space. I like to refer to it as model space and sheet space. You draw things in model space, but you set things up on the sheet space or the sheet page or the layout 1, whatever you like to call it. But if you see these tabs right here, you always want to make sure you're producing your drawings in model space. And I'm going to show you how to set up a sheet in the sheet file as well. Okay, so first thing first, I believe today we're going to use 11 by 17. So if you have this layout tab here, and you will, and I'll go ahead and set it up, but you guys, I want you to practice on this. You can click this plus sign and actually set up another sheet, okay? So for this project, I'm going to have you turn in a PDF and submit the CAD file, because I want you to look at the layout one, which I'm about to set up now, and I want you to actually create another sheet and set one up for yourself, okay? So let me delete this one. So when you get the file, you'll have this name here, layout one. So you can change the name many different ways, but the quickest way to change the name of the sheet, which is the first thing I want you to do, is to just double click here and then just type in A101, okay? So this is sheet A101, all right? Now, if you right click on this tab and you go to Page Setup Manager, you can tell it what size page that you want. So you can go here and modify it. All right, and right now it is 8.5 by 11. Let's see, Dwgs to PD3. Let's see, properties. Well, actually, let's leave it at 8.5 by 11. That's fine. We'll leave it at 8.5 by 11. I don't want to hit you guys with too much because I have to bring the template in. But if you're interested in how to change the sheet size, you would go here and select Page Setup Manager, and either you can click New and set a new one up, all right? Or you can just modify the one that you have, all right? So see the page size letter? You can change it to A4, all right? But let's leave it at letter, and we'll use letter for right now. And then I'll go and show you guys how to set up 11 by 17. So first things first, we'll start off with 8.5 by 11, and it'll already be set up, okay? Let's close this out. So now, the next thing you want to do is you want to bring in the title block that I sent out to you guys on last week. And let's see if I still have that open. I think that's, no, this is something else. Yes, this is it. So you're going to take this file right here, okay, and bring it in. And if you hit Control and Tab, you can toggle between the drawings that you're working on without actually clicking anything, okay? Control, hold it down and hit Tab, and you can toggle through your drawings, all right? So first things first, let's go ahead and insert the title block for the 8.5 by 11 template. So the first thing you want to do is you want to type in XREF. That's X as in Xavier, R as in red, E as in earth, F as in final, okay? So XREF, X-R-E-F, and hit the space bar to hit enter. Now, what happens here is you have the XREF manager that'll pop up. And that's this guy right here. Okay, you can take it and move. I like to move it to this side because you have your properties menus and other things on this side. So as you can see in this XREF panel here, I have some things to set up. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this stuff, right? Let's go ahead and detach it. Unload it. If it doesn't unload, that's fine. You can detach. And if you can't detach it, that's fine. But you can actually take things out of the drawing file. So the XREF manager is where you X-reference other files in. So again, this is like intermediate CAD, but it's very simple and it's very easy for you to pick up now. So when you get to intermediate CAD, you won't have this problem when you're assigned to set up your sheet on title blocks. So the first thing you would do here after you clean out the title block, see this file references here? You can right click in this window here and you can click attach drawing, right? So in that 1309 folder that I've asked you to save, you need to have those A and B size template files in that folder. Reason being, if the XREF that you're attaching into the CAD file is not in the same folder with the drawing, it will not work properly. It will not be able to read the XREF. So the way AutoCAD is set up, the X reference has to be in the same folder as your drawings, okay? So as you can see, I have week 1 here. And if you click in here, these are, well, you can't see it in CAD, but the assignments for week 1 is in here. And the assignment for week 2 is in week 2. And outside of those folders, but within the Dftg 1309 assignments folder is your templates. So they all have to be in this Dftg 1309 folder that we created during the last class period, okay? So let's insert the 8.5 by 11 template. You click here and then click open. And then everything is set, okay? You don't want to check specify on screen because then you'll have to scale it. You want it to come in at the scale that we've already have set, which is 8.5 by 11, okay? So don't change anything here and just click OK. So now you see your 8.5 by 11 template. And when you bring it in, you can just center it on the sheet and place it just like that, all right? So now you have your title block, Houston Community College. You can go in and I'll show you how to edit the reference because we're going to have to take this bubble out, all right? And bubble is just saying to not use this template inside of model space here, okay? Templates are made for sheets, but you can take them into model space, but for this course and all CAD courses at HCC, they're meant for the sheet and they're not meant to go into model space, okay? So you have model space here, and then when you click this tab here, this is your sheet space, all right? So now let's get into this part. We need to remove these two notes and this cloud around these notes, right? So what you would do is you would come here and you would select the template, right click, and then you would click edit X reference in place. And there's another way you can do it. You can just click here and you can come up here and click edit X reference in place. But we all know that this thing is about speed, and everything we're doing in this course is going to optimize you guys to work fast. So we've optimized our AutoCAD programs last class period in terms of the settings and the preferences for speed. So we want to continue that with everything we do. Hotkeys and, just stuff like this. Instead of clicking here and then going and trying to click up here, okay, you can just click here, right click, and then XREF in place, edit it, okay? Then it's going to ask you template A size. You would click OK. And then click OK. So now, what's happening now is the title block is now active. You can go here and you can edit things. So when you go here to fill out your title of the drawing and your name and the assignment number, this will be, assignment number 2, you would edit it that way, all right? So let's go ahead and take this out. All you do is you just highlight it and hit delete. And now we're ready to go. Let's just say I wanted to put my name here. I could go here and double click here. And I can type my name here. Should spell it right first, right? Zoom out, double click to get out of it, and then come and click here and type your first name. So I'll type Cleo here. Okay, and then you can actually move it because it's overlapping each other, right? So we need to take this guy and move it. So we can hit M for move, hit the space bar to activate the move command. And then you would just select the name and move it over. Okay? So right here. So last name, first name. Now, what if we wanted to move first name over a little bit? You would double click here. Well, actually, it's not allowing me to move it, but I'll show you guys how to move it. You have to go back and open up, and we'll do that next. So once you put your name in and you have your edits finished, you took out the notes with the cloud, then you would right-click and you would click Close Reference Edit Session. And in this palette that pops up here, you want to select Save Reference Edits. And then you click OK. Boom. And now you have your name here. The cloud is gone. All right. It's ready to go. But first things first, I want to show you how to edit this little block here so you guys can edit it like you want to edit. Okay. So let's go to Open, File, and Open. And open up the 8.5 by 11 template. And it's on my desktop, 1309. I think I said 1302 starting out. Sorry, guys. 1309. Dftg 1309. Double click here. And select the 8.5 by 11 template and click Open. So now you're going to get that same template in the model space here, okay? This is the file that's referenced into the file that you're working on. So once you have it open in model space, you can go here and double click it. And then click OK. And then this guy will pop up, right? So then you can take this, M for move, spacebar to activate the move command, and move this over just a little bit, or whatever changes you would like to make. And then same principle, okay? Close the block editor, save the changes to the block editor, and there you go. It's moved over, all right? So now what you have to do is you save this file, because when you save it, then you can upload the changes into the file that we're working in, all right? And again, this is intermediate to, third tier CAD stuff, but it's simple enough for you guys to pick up on it even at the beginner's level, okay? And you can just go back to this video and replay it and just do exactly how I do it, all right? That's pretty much how you're gonna learn. Repetition is your best teacher. So with AutoCAD, it's so much to learn. You actually pick up a lot more if you just dive into a drawing and produce the drawing and you learn things as you go, okay? So now that we've got this edited, you would hit Control S for save, or you can go here and do save as, but it's quicker to do Control S. It'll just overwrite the file in its location where it is. So click save, click yes. And then you can close this one out. Boom, close it out. So now, when you come back to this drawing, okay, first name is still out of place, all right? See, my name is here, but we moved the first name over. So what you want to do is, if you want those updates that you just saved to show in this document, you come right over here and you see this little green button. You hit right click and reload. And you'll see that first name move over, okay? So that's how you reload your X references. And I know that's a lot, but you have this video. You can download the video. You actually should subscribe to my channel because a lot of these videos are on that channel, or all of them are on that channel. Every course that I teach, I produce videos and I put them on that channel, okay? So with that being said, you have your template ready to go, all right? So that's very, very simple. One other thing I want to do before I end this video and jump to the next, we need to set up a viewport, okay? Reason being, let me show you why. Go to Model Space, click the Model Space tab here, and we have this rectangle here, right? And this is how you place drawings on a sheet. So you go back to your sheet, A101, and just type in viewport, V-I-E-W-P-O-R-T. And this window is going to pop up. So what you want to do is you want a single viewport, okay? And then click OK. So now you come in, the viewport command is active, so you click in one spot and you drag it to the next one. So now in this viewport, well, before I go there, this is very important. Once you draw a viewport, highlight the viewport, okay? Make sure you're on the Home tab. Once you're on the Home tab, you want to go here to your layers, and let's set this viewport to the layer that's called Depth Points. Okay, where is Depth Points? It may be at the bottom here. I think it is. There it is. See where it says Depth Points? Set your viewport to that layer. Okay, then you want to come here on your Properties menu and tell it you want to select by layer. All right, so there's your viewport. So what you can do once you have your viewport set, you see the rectangle? Let me go back to Model Space. Now you can see this rectangle. Let's go back to the sheet file, in the sheet file. And what you can do is double click here and zoom in and out, and you can set the scales. And we will get into that a little bit more later. So that's pretty much how you set up your title block and how you set up your viewports and how you modify X references and load those changes, okay? So that's going to be it for this video. The next video, we're actually going to get into drawing the drawing itself, which is multi-view 2. And that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. But I think this one is pretty much self-explanatory. If you just download or watch the video and do it exactly how I done it, then everything should be good for you. Okay? So thank you, and let's jump into the next video.